Welcome to Ellie Goldsmith's Inspired Flow. Today we are after a long 3-week tour of North America, Central America. Spoke about it in the previous podcast, the Emunah tour, and thank God it was a success. So we can say thank you Hashem and we can move forward. But before we do, really important to internalize everything that we've gone through and to also thank Hashem for all the different miracles that took place while we were traveling. For example, we had no issues with the flights, all the logistics were good, all the meetings, all the classes, and how everything just flowed in a smooth way with all the kind people involved. And it's just amazing to see how we put a bit of preparation and planning, and Hashem, God, put some blessing on it, and it all comes together. I do apologize a little bit for the sounds. We are in a busy Jerusalem, and I haven't really had much time since I got back to do a podcast or anything really. I'm just working, consolidating all the tour, and now beginning to develop our social media even more so the Emunah classes can continue. We have, thank God, also the Unity booking agency, and we're developing that together with Nissan Black. Obviously, he's always been a big part of my journey in the music and the speaking world, and we're also going ahead with a few other people like Mordechai, Yosef Ben Avram. We managed to get him on the radio, and I shared that around. It was a big, nice class he gave, his first radio appearance in Israel. A good speaker, recommended, and thank God we're going ahead. We have a new band, Uriel, who we're starting to work with, and excited about them. They're really a very fresh sound. I went to their show in Sukkot's time with Zusha, and it was in an amazing location, like a brewery, beer place. It was good beer actually, and it was a really good show. And one of the things that really inspired me was how when I came out and sent my wife off home because I was just getting something, I saw my cousin and hadn't seen him for years, so it was really nice to see him. And the same thing when I was in the Emunah tour, I saw his brother, my cousin also, and I hadn't seen him for over 5 years. That was in Toronto. So it's really nice to just see how everything's flowing, to bring people together as you go around. I didn't even have to go out of my way. They were just there. And it's amazing when you have the flow and you see how everything comes together, like all the different music stuff we're doing, and that leads to like connections with people, and same with the speaking tours. And I think that's a big part of the flow that people need to attach themselves more to. That's why I want to request for people listening to share and then use the opportunities to have online and social media. Interesting, there's an app now called TikTok, Apparently it's been around a while. I only came across it recently, and I think it's my first post was Sukkot, and I've already got on one of my TikTok accounts over almost 80,000 views and hundreds of likes and followers from just a bunch of little, clips. And that was just from one of them, and the others are all getting at least over 1,000. It's gone very organic and viral for me anyway. I'm sure there's people get millions and there's always different levels, but for me online, generally I keep to the hundreds, and thousands is already a big thing. So it's amazing to see it's gone into the tens of thousands, and it's just small cute little things, was with a rabbi blessing children and people singing, and then put up some music and different bands, and it's going a bit viral. Like I put up Otsar, it's getting some viewage, and all the different bands I book with, it's just nice to see. I'm going to try and consolidate all that. I have a meeting this week with Isaac and Rubenstein, which is the new band who've been putting stuff together, and I used to very much host them when they were known as Star with the rapper, and it's nice to see how that's a continuation. It didn't just, worked hard with all those bands and all those individuals, and it's nice to see the flow continue in the direction of inspiration. So please God, we're just going to our home now in Yerushalayim. It's been a long journey, very inspirational, seeing what we can do out there in Toronto, Miami, Mexico and New York, to internalize a little bit, rest a little bit, recover a little bit. Went swimming today, and also keep up the work and development. I was in Tel Aviv last night with family, and it was amazing to see the flow through that, from people who I connect with from right at the beginning of my journey in spirituality, my brother-in-law and other people, and it's nice to see how we could get together and just connect. And most importantly, I've been spending time with my family, and seeing the power of just joining together, and not allowing life to be overwhelming, and just to keep focused on what the value system and the priorities are. And then we see the flow. So anybody is welcome to share their unity flow and keep up all these different ideas and developments in the online world and also in the internal world. And that is something which, thankfully, I feel like I'm going in the right direction. So we're going to give a big shout out to everybody. Keep it up. Unity inspires projects and the flow and all the other projects, and musicians and artists and creatives. Get in touch. It's all taken off. Please God. All the love.